Do you have a minute for Comadre time?
Hola Comadres, welcome to another episode of Comadreando podcast. I'm your host Marcy, and today we're having a solo episode as part of Women's History Month. I want to continue to highlight different types of women and the fact that there's no wrong way to be a woman. So I'm going to be sharing life updates with all of you as a little treat for Women's History Month. So I'm going to start the show how I always do, which is I'm going to introduce myself to my new listeners. I have quite a few of them. So I'm going to present myself. My name is Marcy, like I said. I am a special education teacher. I've been teaching for about 9 years. I've traveled from a couple of schools, but I am back in my old neighborhood teaching, giving back to the community, which is something that is big on my priority list. You know, this is part of the reason why I opened the podcast. You know, I wanted to give back and help other parents, you know, so that they don't feel the way I felt at the beginning. Now I have community, but it was not like that all the time. I am the mother of a child with autism, or an autistic young man, rather. He is amazing and funny and quirky, and we've been on quite a journey, you know. When he first got diagnosed, he actually was very limited verbal, and, you know, through therapy and working together, he has gotten back more than the words that he lost. And actually, I feel bad for saying this, but sometimes I have to tell him to be quiet because it's too much. So I'm basically a jack of all trades. I love getting into all kinds of things. I like to try to put things together and be creative. And actually, when I'm in that creative aspect, I feel like I'm in my zen. Kind of, if you've ever seen the movie Soul, the artistic people or whoever are doing things that they were meant to do, they get into that very zen moment and they kind of just lose themselves, and that's me. So when I started doing the podcast, that I was able to combine the creative aspect into something that I was already doing. So educating plus creativity through creating the social media posts and planning the episodes and all those things, like, it really spoke to me, and I feel like I'm in my lane right now. So I've been doing this for about 1.5 years, and I really love what I'm doing. We recently got recognized in the top 9 podcasts for autistic parents of autistic children, or people rather, as a BIPOC one that people should listen to for our perspectives, because as we know, not the autism community doesn't really center our voices or our stories. I mean, and I feel like it's not just the autism community, it's like all the communities. So, you know, bringing our voices to the forefront is important. So yeah, I am Dominican. I know I've said this on the episode on the show a bunch of times. Dominican. I was born in Dominican Republic and I was raised here. I am the oldest of 3. There are 2 younger brothers, and yeah, we're from La Vega in Dominican Republic, which is pretty cool. That's the town we came from, and I identify as Afro-Latina. Because I do not look like the typical sexy Latina, like Sofia Vergara, Salma Hayek, you know, Jennifer Lopez. Also, I recognize my roots. You know, when I look at my family tree, we are Afro-Latinos. Like, there's no denying it. Like, I can't be like, oh, my family's from Spain. That's not going to happen, because that's not true. I mean, they are, but it's more black than white, because I did my ancestry DNA a couple of years back. And for those of you that are like, oh my god, now they have your DNA, they've been had your DNA. When you're born, they take your stuff. First of all, I remember when my son was born, they stick your baby on the bottom of the foot and draw blood from there. So if we're gonna be real, they've been had your DNA, but whatever, we're not gonna get into that in this episode. Anyway, so the results came back, and yes, I am my ancestry is mostly black. It's 60% African descent, 30 something percent European, and then like 11% indigenous. Side note, I wanted to point out that there were some people who shall remain nameless who were criticizing the name of my show, saying that I am limiting my audience because the show name is in Spanish and people can't pronounce it. And I'm like, that is your opinion, right? You're entitled to your opinion. However, the show is still popular and people from all over are listening to it. And those people that are going to limit themselves because they can't pronounce the name of the show, that's not my audience. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to pander or cater to people that are not open minded and are not willing to accept other things and are not, trying to broaden their horizons, right? Those people that wear those red hats and, stomp around and talk about let's make America great again. That's not my audience and those are not my people, and I'm good. Like, I really am. You don't need to listen to my show. We're Gucci over here. Sound warning to those people. I know Mari from El Salon Chronicles listens to my show religiously. Shout out to my girl. She has misophonia, which a lot of our kids on the spectrum do, which is an aversion to sounds. Like, they get angry when they hear certain sounds. So sorry about that to my girl. So getting into the episode, I'm gonna give you a little mini life update for your internet nephew Aiden. So Mr. Aiden is doing well health wise. We just had we had a visit to the doctor the other day, and it was just because he had like a weird like dry cough, but he's good. He's a very happy, healthy young man. He's funny, and I don't know, like, he's just amazing. He's one of those kids that I know people probably say this about their children, but I wish I had a kid like that in my class. We also went the other day for genetic testing, and as part of the genetic testing, they weighed him again and measured him, and of course, he's like 5'5" and like 150 something pounds. And I'm just like, wow, like this kid grew so much from when he was a little boy. So now we're waiting for the genetic testing results. At the appointment, they asked me if I wanted his father to get the testing as well. I wasn't opposed to it, and I did call, and he actually accepted. However, there was no follow through for that. Not on my part, because I did the reminding, but this is the problem that we have in general. It's a lack of initiative, and I get you have other things going on in your life, but I rarely ask for anything at all, and like that's something that was important, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're waiting for that. I'll keep you girls posted, but it was relatively easy. The genetic testing, they literally swab the inside of your mouth. It's not even blood anymore. So they do the inside of your mouth like 10 times on one side, 10 times on the other. They send the sample down to the lab. The lab processes it. Supposedly it takes like a month and change. So I'll let you know once I get the results back, what comes back. And the reason why we're going for genetic testing is that I didn't know that was a thing, that people that have kids with special needs get that done right away, but it was never suggested to me, and it was just suggested by the new neurologist that we have that is attending Aiden. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Aiden recently had parent-teacher conferences. The teachers were thanking me for raising such a wonderful and polite young man, which made me happy. And they said that with the new para that he has, he's doing really well. I guess she knows how to work with him and is able to motivate him and prompt him the right way so that he can be independent and like initiate tasks on his own, which is something that I've always wanted. Eventually I want to, dial back the prompting and for it to come, for him to initiate the things. But I know it takes time, and it's, but I see the progress though. So that is that. And yeah, he got an 86 on the test the other day, and I was like, wow, look at that. I was really proud of him. He's really coming into his own, and this is just his first year of high school. Little story. The other day, we're getting ready in the morning, and he's kind of like over it. He doesn't want to go to school, and then he's getting ready in the bathroom and about to go and brush his teeth, and he tells me, "Can I stay in men's group?" I'm like, "Men's group?" I was like, "What men's group?" He's like, "Men's group," and I'm like, "When do you have men's group?" He's like, "Thursday." I was like, "Oh, okay." And what do you guys talk about? He's like, "It's private." I was like, "Oh, okay, sir." So, I didn't make him feel bad, but internally I was dying. I was like, "What, man? This is my baby. No." So, yeah, apparently they have a men's group, and I was looking on the school's Remind app, and they have a women's group as well for the young ladies. So I feel like this is pretty cool because he's getting to socialize with other children his age. So yeah, I found it really interesting that, he's part of this men's group, and they're supporting him, and they're talking about things that obviously he won't feel comfortable to talk with me. But I am going to follow up with the counselor to see if there's anything that he has brought up that needs to be addressed. Not in a bad way, but kind of so I can support him in whatever way he needs. I know it's different because boys are just different creatures, but I don't want to be that mom that he feels like he needs to hide things from, or that doesn't understand him or is judging him for whatever thoughts he's having. So, I want to open up that lane of communication with his new guidance counselor, because actually the guidance counselor he had last year still stayed in the middle school, and now he has a different one in high school. Drogon, our puppy, he just turned 1 on the 20th, which is, happy birthday to him, my little Aries baby. And Aiden has really come into his own being a dog owner. He's like so concerned about him. He makes sure that we take him everywhere, even places that we don't need to take him. He's like, "Can we bring Drogon?" And I'm just like, he can't come, which is the reason why we want to get him certified to be an autism service dog. If any of the comadres have information about people in the New York area that do that sort of training, please let me know. Send me a Comadre-Gram or slide up into my DMs. Right now, we're getting ready for spring break. We are exhausted. This morning was hard for him to get up. He was kind of like over it. He's like, "Can we stay home?" I'm like, "No, man, you gotta go to school and the man has to go to work." He's like, "Oh, man." But I reminded him that he's going to camp for the spring break, and he was kind of okay after that. And as far as summer goes, we don't have any plans right now. I mean, I have to figure out how long I'm going to keep him in that extended year thing for summer. But I definitely want to do something with him. I want to go somewhere exotic. I feel like he would be so good for it. He's like talking about he wants to go to India. This is all noggin, guys. He used to watch that Nickelodeon, baby Nickelodeon channel when he was a kid. And he learned about India and Pakistan, and he learned about Russia and all these other countries, and he saw pictures. And then the thing with him is that he's an autodidact. So what he does is that if he finds something interesting, he'll start Googling stuff and start watching YouTube videos to prepare himself or to learn more about the topic. So, whenever he gets fixated on something like that, he like really, really learns it, which is I think it's pretty cool to me. Because it shows when he's very interested in things. But yeah, he's talking about he wants to go to India. I don't know about all of that. But we can probably pick a different country that he can explore. I've been to Mexico twice, and he hasn't been. So I was thinking maybe we can go down to Mexico and go on vacation. He also was talking about Disney, that they have like some kind of anniversary celebration. So I would have to figure out when that is and see if we can plan something, because he's actually never been to Disney. And the reason why I did that is because, first of all, I feel like Disney's too people-y for me. And I know he's like that too. So I wasn't fully ready. I have never been to Disney myself. So I definitely, when we go, it's going to be an enjoyable experience for all of us. But definitely going to be in the plans eventually. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. Because we do have my brother's wedding that's coming up at the end of June. I'm in the wedding, but Aiden's not. But he's still coming with me because it's like an away wedding. So, planning for that has been pretty fun, and he's excited about the party. All right, switching gears. How is Marcy doing? All right, so how's Marcy doing? Health wise, I'm doing amazing. I went for a general checkup. Everything's good. I am exercising regularly, which I've been doing for a little while now, which I'm pretty proud of myself. I have been like keeping it up there. Mental health wise, doing pretty well as well. So I'm gonna get a little intimate with you guys. So I had kind of a hard time back in September. They had to up my medication for the antidepressants. And yeah, I discovered that I cannot drink and take the medicine because it has an adverse effect. I get anxiety attacks the next day. I start cold sweating at night. Yeah, no, and it's not a fun experience. So I have been alcohol free. Well, before that, I was alcohol free for almost a year and change, and then I feel like around my birthday, I drank a little bit, and then after that, I stopped again, and I've been no alcohol again since September. So that's going pretty well. I actually don't miss it via meditation and all the other things that I'm doing for myself. I feel like alcohol lowers my vibration in a way, and especially because I'm, getting certified to be a Kundalini yoga teacher. My master teacher, Siri Rishi, she actually recommends for the yoga teachers not to consume alcohol or alter their states of being because it just takes away from the experience, and also it doesn't work well together because you're already doing work to move energy throughout your body, and alcohol lowers your vibration. And I know it sound a little woo woo, but it's true though. Like, alcohol doesn't make you feel good, so it's better to abstain, and I'm okay with that. So that's what's up with that. And sorry, I'm looking at I have notes because that's the type of Virgo I am. I have the notes, and I'm gonna do the things. So far, work is better. The issues I was having before they haven't gone away completely, but they've pulled back a little because I'm sorry, I've been teaching 9 years. I'm not letting anybody intimidate me, and I don't care who you are or who you think you are, because at the end of the day, I am my own person. And yeah, no, not today, Satan. So yeah, that's going better. However, I have been seriously thinking about switching careers. So I'm getting my resume ready for that. And I'm trying to think of how I can branch out and expand in a different way to, be more in alignment and work smarter, not harder. I want to be able to make more money, but possibly have some kind of cush position where I have some like 50-50 work from home, work in person situation, or something to that extent. Yeah, but besides that, I'm doing well. I began yoga teacher training at the beginning of the month, and the reason why I decided to embark on that is that I was feeling called to start something like that for a while now, but the calls started getting louder, and I felt that Kundalini yoga has made such a tremendous difference in my life that I wanted to be able to bring that to other parents. I want to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. I've been talking about mental health and taking care of ourselves, but I also want to be able to offer this to other parents. Not everybody has access to this type of yoga, and especially not from people of color. So, I want to be able to bring that back to my community and help heal, help not heal you guys, because I'm not like a healer, but like help teach you guys how to help and heal yourselves, if that makes any sense. But yeah, like Kundalini yoga literally saved my life. I feel like had I not started practicing on a more consistent basis, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, mental health wise and life wise and personality wise, like everything. Like it has helped me in so many different areas. And I want to be able to help other people too. I feel like as a collective, we need to continue to heal, and Kundalini yoga is one of those tools that we can use, because it's not like a miracle, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to work on other areas of your life as well. If anything, it does highlight the areas you need more help in. So it's easier, it's a work in instead of a workout, if that makes any sense. So you're like really, it helps you hold up a mirror to yourself and see the areas where you still need healing or need more support, and then you help yourself to get there, if that makes any sense. So yeah, as part of the Kundalini yoga teacher training, I have to participate in these 40-day practices, which is spiritual practices. They're called sadhanas. And in the practices, we're doing kriyas, which are yoga sets. So it's like different exercises plus a meditation. And then you're doing pranayama, which is breathing exercises. So these sadhanas are intense. They're like on steroids, because the sadhanas I used to do before were, like kind of like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. Nothing crazy. Not that this is crazy. Nothing to the extent that I've been doing now, but I feel so good doing it. And it's actually, I haven't missed a day. And I've been doing it since, I want to say I started on, March 4th was the first day. And I've been doing consistently since then. Things do come up during the meditations. So, if you want to hear more about what comes up during the meditations, slide up into my DMs. I might do an episode about that. But literally, like, you can. So, if you want to find out what happens during the meditations, just hit me up. But it's really interesting, and then you go like so deep within yourself that it's very interesting, the things that come up. I never really practiced meditation as a child, obviously, or a teen, or even like a young adult. I felt like that was something that wasn't accessible to me, or something that I didn't feel like I could do, because I'm always like go, go, go. But combining the yoga, the asanas, the poses, plus the like repetitive movements, and then the breathing exercises, get your mind ready to settle down and meditate. There's something as simple. There's a pranayama exercise, and I'm actually gonna do it with you guys over the in this episode at the end. I'll put it in, and we're gonna do a breathing exercise, which is called alternate nostril breathing, and I'll tell you what it's good for right before we get into it. But I'm gonna do a little snippet of the kind of stuff that we practice in the training. Another benefit that I've noticed from like practicing yoga all the time, and also doing the vinyasa, the Kundalini Raj yoga teacher training, is that I'm practicing detachment more, if that makes any sense. And I can see myself in these situations, but I'm not ascribing feelings to the situation. So or if something does come up, I'm able to look at it and not be in the feeling, if it makes any sense. I don't know. I feel like I sound weird, but it's the truth. Like, I've been in situations like today, somebody did something that was hella disrespectful at work. And instead of me like perseverating on it and getting upset or lashing out at the person and saying something out of character, I kind of just like let it go. Because a lot of the things that people do don't have so much to do with you, it has more to do with them. And I've learned that through therapy as well, because a lot of the things, like back in the day, I would like question why such and such treated me that way, or why they spoke to me that way. Like, do I deserve that? And now it's more like, that's their problem, like it really has nothing to do with me. And I'm also able to be fair as well. I can look at my behavior, my actions, and see where I fucked up in one way or another. But for the most part, when people treat you a certain way or lash out, it really doesn't have anything to do with you. It's more them. But if you're a person that you're constantly getting into conflict with other people, it's not them. It's you. You should definitely like look at what it is or how your behavior is triggering these people. Or maybe you're just one of those people that has been put on this earth to trigger other people so that they continue to work on themselves. Regardless of what, you're still, we all serve a purpose from one reason or another. So yeah, and then I've been doing vinyasa, which is a different type of yoga. It's more of a flow, so it's very much like sun salutations and bow pose and all these other things. And people think I'm sorry. I tell people that I do yoga, and they're like, "Oh, that's so relaxing." I was like, "I'm sorry. Holding a asana, like holding a certain pose for X amount of time, is not easy, especially like downward facing dog. You need to use like core strength. You need to breathe. You need to coordinate your movements. You have to make sure you're in alignment. You need to be strong to do yoga. You can't just be like not strong and like practice yoga. It's not gonna, I mean, it's gonna be you can do it, but it's gonna be very hard. But yeah, like I feel like my body has changed, and even like my stamina is up, mental health wise is great. Um, yeah, no, I love yoga. Yoga's the bomb. Shout out to my yoga teachers at Bronx Yoga Lab. Yeah, so Bronx Yoga Lab is an amazing yoga studio. It's in like this side of the Bronx, like towards the Manhattan side. Um, it's owned by an Afro Latina, and they offer all kinds of classes. And my favorite are vinyasa, but they do have hatha, and then they're trying this new thing called hatha fusion. So it's like vinyasa plus hatha together. So those are two different types of yoga. Hatha's more, it's called Hatha 26 and 2, which is formerly known as Bikram. But because of the issues with Bikram and whatever, you can Google it yourself. It was like, a sex scandal or something like that with this person that invented Bikram yoga. So they renamed it, rebranded, and it's called Hatha. So 26 and 2, you do 26 positions and 2 pranayama breath work in 60 to 90-minute classes. So it's with hatha yoga, you do the same thing all the time. Vinyasa is a little different. Like it all depends on your teacher and the flow you want to do. There's certain things that you always do, but there's certain things that change. For example, the peak pose of the month in Vinyasa is pigeon pose, which is, you can Google that because I'm not going to explain it. Because if I explain it, it's going to sound weird. So we've been working on that pose the entire month. Before that, it was Chaturanga, which is kind of like a halfway push up. I'm telling you, I'm really bad at describing these poses, but I know how to do them. Having a consistent yoga practice is very good, and I don't know, it just makes me feel better to be able to move my body in that way. Yeah, so this past, I want to say 6 months, I reconnected with friends that I've been neglecting in a way, and it's not that I've purposely neglected them. It's more like life was lifing, and I wasn't prioritizing time with them because I was consumed by my problems. And we've talked about it, and we've not settled it, but like confronted it and made a plan to fix it. So that has brought me joy, a lot of joy, because I was able to spend time with very loved friends of mine and talk and do the things we used to do before we had kids. It's very different when you have children, because as a mother, we've spoken about this on the show before, but there's always this guilt of leaving your children with a stranger, or even if it's grandma or grandpa, to go out and do things, or fun isn't the same as when you're in your 20s. Like going out past 11 o'clock to go dancing, or like to a bar or a party, is like not my idea of fun anymore. So it's really transitioning and like pivoting into your new roles and responsibility as a mom or a parent, and holding space for each other. Because the thing is, one thing that I have learned through the yoga teacher training is that sometimes people want to vent, just to vent. You don't need to provide a solution to their problem. One thing that I've gotten in the habit of now is that I ask people before they start venting, because they're asking first before they vent, is, okay, do you want me to listen to provide a solution, or you just want me to hold space for you? So if I'm just holding space, I'm literally just listening to them vent and tell me however they feel, and then leaving it as it is, not inserting myself into what they're venting about with like my experience or a solution that I think that they should do. Is just kind of like really being able to hold space for people and let them say what they have to say and get it off their chest, and just leaving it at that. If they ask for support, then you provide it. But that's another important thing that I didn't really realize. A lot of times I feel like there's a discomfort in holding space for people, especially when they're having big feelings that we're not used to. So we try to interject ourselves or help them, right? Because we care about this person. We want to help them, but we try to insert ourselves and like give them solutions to kind of get away from feeling those feelings, or feeling the feeling of being awkward, if that makes any sense. But yeah, no, I've been learning to hold space without, I haven't been a judgmental person in a while, but like holding space just to hold space, not to solve anybody's problem, just to kind of give them that space to breathe and vent and just be, which is important. In other news, wedding planning with my sister-in-law has been amazing. This weekend we just actually had her bridal shower, which I'm part of the wedding party, and it was so dope because we took her vision and like kind of ran with it. She was so happy, and I'm glad that she put together an amazing team. We were talking about it, we were cracking up, because we were saying that we're basically the bionic woman, right? If one of us doesn't know how to do something, the other ones do. So that was like the running joke of the day, not the day of the week, rather. Another thing that happened is that it was my first time filing business taxes, because your girl not incorporated, but created her own LLC for the show. You know, putting things out there into the universe. But I had never filed taxes for business before, so I hit up my friend. He's actually from around the way, and his name's Edwin. He works with Truthful Taxes, and they were able to provide solutions and support me. And very patient. There was a lot of communication. There was a lot of explanation. It wasn't just something. I have worked with other tax people before in the past, and I wasn't very satisfied with the level of service that they gave. Yeah, so definitely, if you still haven't filed your taxes, we still got like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to do it. And hit up my boy Edwin Franco at Truthful Taxes to do your taxes. And I will put in his information in our show notes. This is not a paid advertisement. I legit, I wouldn't recommend. I'm the type of person, listen, I don't care if you're going to pay me or not. If your product is not, or your service is not good, I'm not going to recommend you to anybody. So if comadres, that I am giving you this person's name, they are legit for real and they know what they're doing. Moving right along. Comadres, get your tea. I have a little sparkling kombucha here. You can hear it on the mic. So now we're gonna get into the dating aspect. It's been a tumultuous whirlwind. So going back to about, I want to say like January last year, and January, December last year. Yeah, I did that episode with Miga, and I was dating someone, which had been happening for a while, and it was going well until it wasn't. And we realized that we wanted different things, and we both went our separate ways. There was no animosity. Yeah, and I have been single, like not dating anybody since then. I have gone on a few dates to meet people, and I have like been on the apps like inconsistently, I must admit, you know, texting here and there and getting to know people. But I don't know, it just, some people just give you the ick, and I'm just like, it's hard for me to not, I don't know, like to come back after I get the ick. I can't. Like, it's just, I don't know. So yeah. So one thing for me is like chemistry and effort. I like to see that the person is actually putting in an effort to see me. Like, I don't need a pen pal. I don't need somebody that's always checking in every day. Like, hey, how are you? Good morning, blah, blah, blah. But then not actually making an effort to see me. It's just, I don't know. It's just giving like friend vibes, you know? I don't know. I like to be pursued. I like to be made to feel like I want to see you. I want to hang out with you. I want to, spend time with you. Obviously, by people that I'm into. But if I don't see that level of effort, like I gotta cut you loose, because the thing is, like, what are we doing here? So yeah, that's one thing I discovered. Oh my god. So then there was another person that I went on a date with. Um, they found out I had a podcast and like binge listened to all the episodes. And when we actually went on a date, the dude started trauma dumping on me, which was a lot, because I was just kind of like, I wasn't ready. And it wasn't like, I feel like if there was certain things that maybe they should have kept to themselves. I don't know. I posted a meme the other day about, somebody trauma dumping, and then it was Pedro Pascal, and he's like, oh, me making the decision right there not to see them again. I'm gonna have all this useless information about a stranger. Yeah, because like the stuff that they're trauma dumping about, like, I get it, but like the stuff that they're trauma dumping about is usually stuff that is like telling you that they're emotionally unavailable to have like a emotionally healthy relationship. So it's like, I wish you luck. Get a therapist, and also take care. Bye. And I might get dragged for this, but it is what it is. Then there was another one, which we never went on a date. We had been talking for like 2 or 3 weeks. But basically the scenario ended up being that he wanted me to chase him. And then when I opted out, he got a little crazy and was like constantly texting me like, oh, let's meet up this weekend. I'm just like, you know what? I actually meant what I said. I'm good. So the person felt offended. And then the last thing he did was, he was like, well, what a relief, because I wasn't into you anyway. Dude, come on. Like, what are you doing? Grow up. Yeah, that was an interesting scenario. And another guy I went on a date with, during the date, he informed me that he wanted to get a vasectomy because he didn't want to impregnate any women. So after I've been participating in the Kundalini yoga teacher training and looking at how the chakras work and energy and all this other stuff, it gave me the biggest ache. And I was like, so you just, laying up with these women, no protection, no nothing, and your solution to not getting somebody pregnant is getting a vasectomy instead of not engaging in risky behavior, which is unprotected sex. So yeah, that was a big red flag. And then he was handsome too. It was like he was good looking like a Jabari tribesman from Wakanda. I was like, okay. But then he started telling me all this stuff, and I was like, oh my god. I mean, he was nice enough, but like, I don't know. Dating is hard, y'all. Dating is so hard. Another thing I noticed is that men get offended when I don't chase them or when I'm not like constantly texting. I have a lot of stuff going on. Like, I have the podcast, I go to therapy, I work out, I have my son, I cook for myself and my kid. I have a dog, I have my family. I have so many things going on for my life. I can't be with somebody that's gonna feel insecure because I'm not texting them 24/7. I also have a career, besides all the stuff that I'm doing that is great for the community and great for myself or whatever. I also have a career, so I can't be with somebody that's gonna feel insecure because I'm not constantly texting them and like messaging them or whatever the case may be. Yeah, no. And then another thing that men do, which is like a little like, they try to flirt and they're like, oh, when are you gonna cook for me? I'm like, that. I was like, I don't cook for people that I don't love. So yeah, like point blank period. I don't even bring food to the freaking, like if there's a potluck at work, I will buy food for these people. I will still contribute, but I will buy food or I'll buy like utensils because I don't really like everybody at work like that. And I don't feel like everybody deserves that type of energy from me. Like I cook amazing, but I'm not putting myself out there and like randomly cooking for strangers. Not happening. Brings me back to this person that I used to work with. She was married. She was whole ass married, and this is gonna sound shady, but she used to cook for all these men at work, and like flirtatiously like bring over the food to them, and that like got seared in my mind. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Like, why? Why? It's not like they were gonna pick her anyway. Like she had a whole ass man in her house, so whatever. I don't roll like that. But yeah, no, I don't cook for people that I don't know. And I'm not gonna be cooking for men, like random strange men that I just met on a dating app. So that is not a flirtation. Gentlemen, take notes. Please don't ever be like, oh, when are you gonna cook for me? Never. For any girl. I feel like if you're asking a woman to perform labor for you before she's emotionally invested, you're losing right there. Don't ever do that. Like if you don't have anything to say, just like stay quiet or talk about like a movie that you saw or something else. So how's it going now? Have not been on a date in a few weeks. I did go on a date with somebody. Seemed promising, but the person is inconsistent. So I had to cut that person loose. My thing is like, just be consistent. Consistency is key. I'm going to match your energy. So if you're consistent, I'll be consistent. If I see that you're not really, it's going to be the same. Like, I'm matching energy. I'm not doing more than you are. No. Yeah. That is pretty much it with respect to dating. You know what has been on my mind, y'all? I have been thinking about going on a yoga retreat to either Bali, to Ubud, or to like I don't know, like Joshua Tree, California, somewhere like very like groovy. I want to be able to like do yoga and meditate and spend my time like among nature, looking at waterfalls and like beaches or something. I need some kind of getaway. So yeah, I'm trying to actually go away with Black Women's Yoga Co. They have something that's happening in Joshua Tree, California. So I have that interview coming up. So fingers crossed I'll be able to get out there. If not, I'll go do my own thing. But I'd rather practice with, a bunch of women that are on the same wavelength, which is cool that they have an interview process. Because you imagine you get placed with somebody that's like not like really aligned with who you are as a person. That would suck so hard. Um, so some projects that are coming out soon, Comadres, you are getting the T and the 411. So get your pencils out. We are going to be hosting a benefit concert to get funds for a non-for-profit organization in Dominican Republic that provides money to parents to be able to have their children assessed. Because believe it or not, we in the Dominican Republic there's no support, like economic support for those parents. So when they get their children evaluated, it's out of pocket, and a lot of these families are impoverished. So this organization is getting funds and then helping those parents get accessible evaluations and then helping them pay for those evaluations, which is amazing. Like, I've never heard of that. And I'm so excited that I connected with the person. Actually, she's going to be one of my interviews for Autism Awareness Month. The interview will be in Spanish though. So, my English speaking people, y'all going to go to YouTube and you're going to catch that translation. Yeah. The other thing that I'm collaborating on, I'm working with Suhei from Create a Cocktail. We're going to be hosting 2 events, one in New York and one in New Jersey. She already has the location for the New Jersey one, and that will be coming in June, y'all. So get ready. The 2 events are going to be in June. So, I want to say beginning of June. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. Definitely. I'm really good about advertising and all of that. And then the next thing that's coming up, I'm collaborating with Eudi, which was one of the moms that I interviewed. The name of the episode was Motherhood in ADHD. And the name of the event is Uptown Autism Family Safety. We're going to be hosting a live show recording that day. We do not want to charge because it's something that's needed for the community. However, it is donation based. So if you would like to contribute, you can. The location, we're trying to get the finalized location between today and tomorrow. I have to actually touch base with Ellie after I finish recording so that we can get you guys an updated flyer with the location. But it's definitely going to be here in Manhattan. That way it's easier for everybody to come to, because we have people in the Bronx and Brooklyn, and then we have people in Jersey. So like if we do it somewhere uptown, I feel like it's going to be easier for everybody to access it. So this is an open invite to everybody. Please bring a friend. Tell them about it. I love the fact that my comadres are like, I want to give you guys a shout out because y'all be putting my show out there, recommend it to different people that get newly diagnosed. Like, you're like, here, listen to this show. My mom's guilty of this. She's like doing evaluations for the kids, like home language survey, which is something when you come into a school, they have to figure out what is your home language to determine whether or not you're getting ESL services. So she's the first one that when she notices that the kid might be either on the spectrum or have special needs and the parent isn't aware of what to do, she'll be like, hey, listen to my daughter's podcast. This is the name of the show. And she'll hand that out. And then shout out to all the other parents that do that. And then I want to give a shout out to Carlos, which is one of our compadres on the show. He is an avid listener, and I know that he puts out the name of the show a lot. Also, my own compadre, Ishmael, Um, and my friends, like, you guys are freaking amazing. I love y'all for real. And I'm not even saying that lightly, like for real. I legit love y'all. You guys are amazing, and the support that I've gotten since embarking on this journey has been phenomenal. I love you guys. Like this, I wouldn't trade my comadres and compadres for anybody in the world. So with that, comadres, make sure you mark your calendars. Oh, also, I want to bring up the fact that our old guest, Nia Spencer, the occupational therapist, she is going to be having an event that is taking place on April 13th, 6 days before the other one that we're having. And her event is regarding like you getting a diagnosis and then what do you do now. So then when basically they're going to give you like a how to step by step. The event is only $10 and it's going to be held via Zoom. So if you know somebody that needs support, please point them in that direction. You know, what we're here to do is to uplift each other and support each other in any way that we can. And that is like the most important thing I feel that I have gotten from being in this podcasting space. Oh, I want to give a personal thank you to all the comadres that have contributed to my Kundalini yoga teacher training. I know it's a lot of money and times are tough, but you don't understand how much I appreciate the support and like helping me reach my dreams. I know you don't have to, but I appreciate you guys. I have sent you all thank yous, thank you emails and receipts for your donation. If you haven't received a receipt yet, I will be getting to that. But like if you can contribute, that's okay. If you can like repost it in your social media so that I can get more of a bandwidth and catch other people, you never know, man. It's important to support each other in that way. So yeah. Oh, I promised you guys a meditation before I finished. So the name of the meditation is called alternate nostril breathing. And I want you guys to sit in a comfortable position. Make sure that your feet are on the floor and your spine is straight. Via this meditation, you're going to relax and enjoy a feeling of well being. The energy of the nervous system is directly proportional to our breathing. So, ancient yogic texts explain that the nostril on the right is our sun nostril and it controls our energy level, and our left nostril is our lunar nostril and it controls our emotions. So, if we are tired, breathing long and deep through the right nostril will give us added energy. Breathing through the left nostril will bring us calmness, even if we are upset, like angry, nervous, or sad. When we breathe long and deep through alternate nostrils, the whole nervous system is soothed, calmed, and energized simultaneously. So all you need to do is do the breathing for 3 to 5 minutes, and your whole nervous system will be revitalized. The technique is very simple, but effective and extremely helpful when we feel like off center. If you need to get yourself back to who you are, it's important to do this. So, what you are going to do, you are either going to sit in a chair, and if it's available to you, sit in easy pose, which is basically, as we teachers say, crisscross applesauce. You're going to make a U with your thumb and index finger of your right hand, right? A U or an L, right? But if you squeeze it together, it's a U. You're going to close the left nostril with your right index finger, and you're going to inhale deeply through your right nostril. At the end of the inhale, you're going to close the right nostril with your thumb and exhale through the left nostril. Now you're going to inhale through the left nostril fully and deeply. Close the nostril and exhale through the right one. Inhale again through the right nostril. And continue your alternate nostril breathing for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. To end the meditation, you're going to inhale deeply, fill your belly up, hold the breath for a few seconds, lower your hand and exhale. So inhale deeply, hold, exhale, and relax. Feel the sensation of calm that has just taken over your body. Sat Nam. So I'm going to now end the episode how I always end it, which is follow me at Comadreando Pod. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to send me a Comadre-Gram via email at Marcy at Comadreandopod.com or slide up into my DMs. Please visit our website, www.comadreandopod.com, to read our latest blog posts, find out about future events, which are our 2 events that are concrete with the dates are on there. And also get your official Comadre merch. Guys, we got sweatshirts. Also, big announcement, I will be creating a brand new design just for Autism Awareness Month. This is a limited edition design that is gonna possibly go on sale by Friday or Saturday. Don't quote me on that because I have yoga teacher training, but it'll be on sale for an entire month. So either it's gonna be this Friday or by Wednesday next week, you guys will have a new design that you can buy. I want to drop it so that you guys can be able to buy it and wear it to the event. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay. I'm not gonna judge myself. I have a lot of things going on already, and I feel like I'm doing enough. So yeah, thank you for spending time with your comadre. Let me know if you like this episode, these little life updates. I know it's like spilling all the tea, and yeah, but I feel like it's necessary. There's a lot of serious episodes, and there's stuff that's coming that, you know, it's gut wrenching and heart wrenching and all of that. Oh wait, before I end, I wanna have a moment of silence for those people that passed away in that shooting yet again in a school. So let's have the moment of silence. May their souls get rest. I feel like I want to do an episode about my opinions on gun control. As a teacher, I feel very strongly about it. So, you know, maybe I'll bring other people that are like pro guns on here. That'll be an interesting debate. Anyway, be kind to each other. Take care of each other. Please make sure that the event is actually live on Eventbrite. I'll put a link down below in the show notes for the Uptown Autism Family Safety event. So please just, you know, reserve your spot. If you feel called to donate, go ahead and donate. Whatever location we secure, it's going to be a dope location. And then more so that you're all going to be there, and we as a community will have a chance to speak and listen to a presentation by Spectrum Warriors. So Spectrum Warriors is a non-for-profit organization that works with the police to offer training, to train them on how to work with people with autism, which is super important. So they're going to be doing a presentation, and then, you know, we're going to have a chance to mingle and talk to each other. So definitely come on down. I'm also going to be participating in another event next week. I know it's kind of last minute, but I'll post the information in the website as well. Anywho, take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Hey, comadre. Do you have a minute for comadre time?